The Invisible Shield, a funny history of magnetic fields. Human beings are ambitious creatures. We want to fly to the moon, live on Mars, and eat potato chips without getting crumbs on our shirts. That last one may be the hardest. But before we pack our bags for Mars, we need to talk about something invisible, powerful, and often ignored. Magnetic fields. Yes, I know. Magnetic fields don't sound as exciting as rocket launches or Martian colonies. But here's the truth. Without Earth's magnetic field, we'd all be sun-fried like bacon on a griddle. Let's dive into the story of magnetic fields, their history, and why Elon Musk once suggested nuking Mars to get one. What on earth is a magnetic field? Imagine Earth wearing a giant invisible superhero cape. That's our magnetic field. But unlike a cape made of cloth or armor, this cape works by pushing things aside. Charged solar particles come racing toward Earth, and instead of smashing straight in, they get deflected, like rowdy troublemakers gently, but firmly escorted out of a concert by a very patient bouncer. Deep inside our planet, molten iron swirls around like soup in a boiling pot. This movement creates electric currents, and those currents generate Earth's magnetic field. Scientists call this the dynamo effect, basically Earth's internal generator that has been running nonstop for billions of years. Here's the short list of what our magnetic superhero cape does. 1. It keeps the atmosphere in place. Think of it as Earth's bouncer, keeping dangerous solar particles from blasting away the air we breathe. 2. It protects life from radiation. Without it, humans would need SPF 1 million sunscreen. 3. It helps animals navigate. Birds, turtles, and even bacteria use magnetic fields as a built-in GPS. Humans rely on Google Maps, which sometimes sends us into rivers. 4. It changes over time. Earth's magnetic field isn't frozen in place. It wobbles, drifts, and even flips its poles every few 100,000 years. Yes, someday north will be south and south will be north. Don't worry, your fridge magnets will still stick. History's compass. Humans discover the field. The story of humans and magnetic fields goes back thousands of years. The ancient Chinese discovered that a piece of lodestone, a natural magnet, always pointed north. This gave birth to the compass, a device so important that sailors stopped getting lost at sea and started getting lost in history books. In 1600, English scientist William Gilbert wrote a book called De Magnete. He boldly declared that Earth itself was a giant magnet. Revolutionary at the time, though probably less binge-worthy than today's Netflix science shows. Later, in the 19th century, Michael Faraday and James Clerk Maxwell uncovered the deep relationship between electricity and magnetism. Their discoveries powered the invention of telegraphs, electric motors, and eventually the smartphone you use to scroll memes. Mars, the naked planet. Now, let's fast forward to Mars. Unlike Earth, Mars doesn't have a molten, swirling iron core to generate a protective magnetic field. Scientists think Mars lost its field billions of years ago, and with it went most of its atmosphere. Today, Mars is a cold, dry desert blasted by solar radiation. Not exactly paradise, unless your dream vacation involves sandstorms and instant sunburns. This is the big problem for anyone dreaming of living on Mars. Even if you build domes, farms, and Starbucks locations there, without a magnetic field, the atmosphere will keep escaping into space. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. Elon Musk's wild idea. Enter Elon Musk, the billionaire who builds rockets, sells electric cars, and tweets at 3 a.m. A few years ago, Musk suggested that one way to bring Mars back to life was to explode nuclear bombs over its poles. His logic? The heat would release carbon dioxide trapped in the ice caps, thickening the atmosphere and maybe restarting something like a magnetic field. It sounds dramatic, doesn't it? Like a Hollywood blockbuster, where Bruce Willis saves the day. But scientists were quick to respond. Nice try, Elon. But no. Here's why. One nukes don't create magnetic fields. A nuclear explosion is a sudden, momentary burst of energy. Creating a planetary magnetic field requires a constant internal engine, like a generator running for billions of years. Mars doesn't have the engine. Earth's magnetic field comes from its molten core. Mars's core is cold and quiet, no stirring, no shield. Nukes won't fix that, any more than blowing on a broken toaster will make it work. And no, it won't make you toast either. 3. Radiation risk. Dropping nukes on Mars could make it more radioactive, not less. Future Martians would need lead-lined coffee shops. In short, the idea was less science and more science fiction. Real scientific solutions. So, is there hope for Mars? Scientists have brainstormed some wild but fascinating possibilities. Artificial magnetic shields. NASA once proposed placing a gigantic magnetic shield in space, positioned between Mars and the Sun. It would act like a cosmic umbrella, protecting the planet from solar winds. Terraforming over time, instead of a quick fix. Some suggest slowly building an atmosphere with greenhouses and controlled gases. This would take centuries, though, so don't book your Mars Airbnb just yet. Living underground. Since radiation is weaker below the surface, humans could carve out Martian caves. Think of it as moving into the universe's largest basement. A laughing lesson from history. The history of magnetic fields shows how much we depend on forces we cannot see. From ancient compasses to modern rockets, magnetism has guided us, protected us, and occasionally baffled us. And Mars? It's a cautionary tale. Without a magnetic field, even a once promising planet can become a barren wasteland. If humans really want to move there, we'll need more than nuclear fireworks. We'll need clever science, patience, and maybe a very large umbrella. Final thoughts. So, the next time you use a compass or watch birds migrate, or even just enjoy breathing fresh air, thank Earth's magnetic field. It may not get the glory of rockets and space travel, but it's the invisible hero keeping us alive. As for Mars, let's keep dreaming, but maybe leave the nuclear bombs out of it. After all, until scientists figure out a way to restart a planetary generator, our superhero cape of Earth's magnetic field remains our best defense. No dramatic explosions required.
It's time to study new words in context. 1. Crumb. Definition: a tiny piece or particle of food, especially a small bit of bread, cake, or cracker. Example: she brushed the last crumb of toast from her lap before standing up. 2. Griddle. Definition: a flat metal surface or pan used for cooking food, such as pancakes or bacon over direct heat. Example: the cook flipped pancakes on the hot griddle, as the smell of breakfast filled the kitchen. 3. Nuking. Definition: a slang term meaning to attack or destroy with nuclear weapons. Informally, it can also mean to heat something quickly in a microwave. Example: Elon Musk once joked about nuking Mars to make it warmer. 4. Cape. Definition: a sleeveless piece of clothing that hangs from the shoulders, often worn by superheroes or used as a metaphor for protection. Example: the Earth's magnetic field is like a giant invisible cape that shields us from cosmic radiation. 5. Rowdy. Definition: noisy, rough, and hard to control, often used to describe people or crowds behaving wildly. Example: the rowdy fans cheered so loudly that the stadium shook. 6. Bouncer. Definition: a person hired to maintain order at a club or event, keeping out troublemakers or removing anyone causing problems. Example: the bouncer stopped the rowdy guests from entering the private party. 7. Molten. Definition: made liquid by intense heat, usually referring to metal or rock that has melted. Example: deep beneath the Earth's crust, molten iron moves like a slow, fiery river. 8. Swirl. Definition: to move in a twisting or circular motion. Also, a pattern or shape that spins around a center. Example: the wind swirled the leaves into tiny whirlpools along the street. 9. The dynamo effect. Definition: the process by which a planet's rotating, molten core generates electric currents that create a magnetic field. Example: Earth's magnetic field is powered by the dynamo effect inside its spinning iron core. 10. Wobble. Definition: to move unsteadily from side to side. To shake slightly while remaining upright. Example: the compass needle began to wobble before settling on north. 11. Lodestone. Definition: a naturally magnetized piece of the mineral magnetite, used in ancient times to make the first compasses. Example: sailors once used lodestone to find direction, long before modern navigation tools existed. 12. Binge. Definition: to do something excessively or without restraint, such as eating, watching, or reading for a long time. Example: after finishing his exams, he went on a movie binge all weekend. 13. Memes. Definition: humorous images, videos, or ideas that spread rapidly across the internet, often changing slightly as people share them. Example: the funny meme about Mars went viral overnight. 14. Lead-lined. Definition: containing or covered with lead. A heavy metal used to block radiation or protect from harmful rays. Example: scientists wear lead-lined suits when handling radioactive materials. 15. Terraforming. Definition: the process of changing a planet's environment to make it suitable for human life, often by altering its atmosphere or temperature. Example: scientists dream of terraforming Mars, so humans could one day live there. 16. Baffled. Definition: completely confused, or puzzled by something difficult to understand. Example: the students were baffled by how birds could navigate using Earth's magnetic field. 17. Barren. Definition: empty, dry, or unable to produce life, often used to describe land or planets with no vegetation. Example: without its magnetic field, Mars became a cold and barren world. 18. Migrate. Definition: to move from one place to another, usually for seasonal reasons or better living conditions, often used for birds or animals. Example: every winter, the geese migrate south in search of warmer weather.
Comprehension questions. 1. What is Earth's magnetic field compared to in the article? Answer: a superhero cape or invisible shield that protects Earth from harmful space radiation. 2. What scientific process creates Earth's magnetic field? Answer: the dynamo effect, where molten iron moving in Earth's core generates electric currents that produce a magnetic field. 3. Why is the magnetic field important for life on Earth? Answer: it protects the atmosphere, shields us from harmful radiation, and even helps animals navigate. 4. What did ancient Chinese people discover about lodestone? Answer: lodestone naturally points north, which led to the invention of the compass. 5. Who wrote De Magnete in 1600 and why was it important? Answer: William Gilbert, who declared that Earth itself was a giant magnet. 6. Which two scientists in the 19th century helped reveal the link between electricity and magnetism? Answer: Michael Faraday and James Clerk Maxwell. 7. Why doesn't Mars have a magnetic field like Earth? Answer: its core cooled down billions of years ago, so it no longer has the molten movement needed to power a magnetic field. 8. What problem does Mars face without a magnetic field? Answer: its atmosphere leaks away into space, leaving the planet cold, dry, and exposed to solar radiation. 9. What unusual idea did Elon Musk propose to help Mars? Answer: blowing up nuclear bombs over Mars's poles to release gases and create a thicker atmosphere. 10. Why wouldn't Musk's nuclear idea work? Answer: a nuclear blast is a short burst of energy, But a magnetic field requires a constant generator-like engine inside the planet. Plus, Mars's core is inactive, and nukes could add dangerous radiation. 11. What are some real scientific ideas for protecting Mars? Answer: building an artificial magnetic shield in space, slowly terraforming with greenhouse gases, or living underground to avoid radiation. 12. What fascinating fact about Earth's magnetic field was mentioned? Answer: it isn't fixed. It shifts and even flips its north and south poles every few 100,000 years.